Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Kenny, aka Bad vs. Evil, here on YouTube and everywhere else for that matter. I decided to do a video like this today, which is definitely not normal for me because I'm usually the one behind the camera and doing all that sort of thing with all these toys for filming. But for the last couple of years, I got into rebuilding the car, and I got this 1973 Chrysler Newport, completely rebuilt engine, trans, and rear end. My biggest problem though that I have is trying to tune the carburetor. I think I got pretty close from what I know, but I wanted to take it one step further, and luckily Thunderhead289 on YouTube and his buddy Joe have created what they call the Carb cheater. What this device does is basically help you control your air-fuel ratio while the car is running, right? So we'll get more into what it does and why it does what it does and some demos of it as we go. But I want to get a quick intro to show what this was about and what we're doing today, and stick around. All right, now that I got the intro out of the way, I think that's the worst part of trying to do this. That was the worst. So a little bit behind the scenes about me. I'm an IT guy. Always have been. Always been a tech guy. That's why I got all this tech stuff. But I definitely wanted to. It was like a bucket list thing to be able to rebuild an engine. So the story behind my 400 big block here. I rebuilt this engine myself. I did have to take it to a machine shop, obviously, and have them look it over, clean it up, and make sure everything was good before I went. Had the heads rebuilt, but I put everything back together myself. That was the goal I wanted to do. So all the way down to rings, pistons, bearings, you name it, I did it all. I actually did a flat tappet cam, which I didn't understand when I was building it. Was probably, there was easier options, right? I could just went with a roller and, you live and you learn. But the point behind it all is, I knew enough to be dangerous about cars. Really didn't know anything about when it comes to getting inside the engine. But YouTube was there to help me. My father growing up was a mechanic in his own right. He did everything himself. And I definitely got to work on side of him, which is basically handing him tools while he yelled at me. But, I got to learn quite a bit from that. Fast forward to today, I was able to, with the help of him as well, rebuild this engine. Like I said, I used YouTube for lots of different sources. Just Mopar Joe was a great one. Thunderhead289, whose product we're talking about today, and even Vice Grip Garage, watching some of his videos, and also Puddin's Fab Shop. I'm a big fan of Puddin, big fan. But that's where we got at today. The car runs great. I've been slowly messing around with my air-fuel ratio, trying to get everything dialed in. I find that to be the toughest, and at least where I'm at, north side of Chicago, northern Illinois, that it's getting tougher and tougher to find, somebody who really knows how to tune a carburetor and everything else that goes along with it. So, with that said, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get into this. I'm going to do an unboxing. Besides watching Thunderhead289's video, I don't know what's in here. So we're going to start there. We'll get this thing unboxed, see what I got, and start to do the install and figure out where I'm going to put it. Because I got a little space, but I'm starting to fill it up with stuff. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's rip into this thing. Let's get into this. So, a couple different angles. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, I'm usually not on this side of the camera. But what I want to see, I want to dig into this. I like the tape. In fact, it's got the carb feeder tape on there. That's kind of cool. I covered up some of my information. And on the front of the box is where I have my serial number that I need when I set this up. So I covered that up so that, I assume I'm supposed to keep that secret, but here we are. So let's dig into this. I'm pretty sure I'll get critiqued on anything I do, so I'm not terribly worried about it. But you see, I haven't even opened it yet. This would be the first time, and we'll get in and see what we got. So, alrighty, I mean, got some bubble wrap. I'm a huge fan of bubble wrap. And right off the top is the carb cheater itself. Everything looks great. Don't see any issues whatsoever. In fact, I can open it up, tinker it if I want. All the pins look great, no issues there. Nice and pretty. So we'll keep going, let's see what we got in here. They did say I get one of these fancy pins, and there it is. Wow, I actually put that to use. That's actually really cool. So that's really cool. Good old carb cheater. And what else do we got here? We got our filter. Nice black one. Actually, I think I have an extra chrome one too if I want to make it match my, I currently have one in there. All right. Fuses. Cabling for that. My O2 sensor, which I do have an update for this, and just looking at it, I do see what Joe is describing to me. I'll get into that once I get to that point. But there's an update that you need to do to the inside of this to get it to fit a little bit better. So we got that. I'm gonna keep going. We got our nice wire loom. Look at that. And that is pretty. Everything looks great. All the fittings look great. Just ready to rock. Nice braided cable. So yeah, there we go. We got that. What else do we got here? We got our longer carb studs, which I'm definitely going to need those. We got our mount for our bung. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make a new hole, because I currently do have AFR installed in here. I have an AFR gauge, so I got an O2 sensor. But however, when I installed it, just doing it myself, I know the instructions for the one I had said to make sure it was at least 10 degrees inside the exhaust, right? To make sure condensation and stuff didn't build up on it. Mine's really close to that. I could have did a better job of it. So I might reuse that one, or I might actually have a plug for it. I'll plug it and go ahead and make a new one. I actually did get a right angle drill chuck just for that too. Mounting screws, so that looks good. I'm probably going to use a nutsert though, make it look a little fancy, you know. Let's see, what else do we got? I assume. Ooh, that's all pretty in there. Look at that. That's where the magic happens there. So we'll have to figure out a place to mount both of these. I mean, it looks really nice. So all that goes there. And I'll be flashing up random stuff too. I'm pretty sure I already have. Then we got some hose for our air. And then the most important part, which I didn't have, is the plate. Ha! And not only the plate, so I can get some more manifold air, but actually a spacer, which I was thinking about doing a spacer anyway, because I don't currently have a spacer, and I was wondering if I was having an issue with heat. So this is gonna help me out test with that as well. That's everything in the box. Very short and simple. And what's even better, I get some stickers, because I did make a joke the other day how I was gonna make my own sticker, which I still think I'm going to, and you know, I want to say it's tuned by, you know, Carb Cheater. I think that'd be really cool. So I'm gonna get these on there. I think that's a good starting point. I will have the instructions up. We're just gonna get into it and start ripping this old girl apart. So see you in there. All right. So let's get cracking on taking everything apart, right? So I got a couple different cameras set up. We'll see how well this works. I don't know, I think my audio is better off that one. I guess we're just going to see. I do have an AI controlled gimbal over here, so even though I'm filming by myself, this should help out with some angles. We'll see how it works. Anyway, let's get started. So the first thing I need to do, I need to get my air cleaner out. All this stuff needs to come out, so we need some tools. Let's see. Got ties I need to get out of here. All this has got to come out. So let's just get cracking. Alright, go there. Let's come off. Slightly move those out of the way. And we'll see how far we get. So, as much as I would like to, if I got this done tonight, to actually try it out, I don't think it's going to be possible just because, as you will see as I go here, come on camera, why'd you lose me? As I go here, come on, there you go, right here. You got to give it the okay sign, okay. And apparently it doesn't like it when I wear gloves. I think there's some racist going on there. Anyway, this car is, it's very loud. So, my neighbors wouldn't appreciate it just in general. And this is also the first time I've actually taken this air cleaner off since I created my own cold air intake. So I'm curious to see how bad the filter looks. So, well, that thing just keeps losing, doesn't it? So, yeah, so we'll see if I actually get through the whole thing tonight. This actually looks like it held up pretty well. Let's check out our filter. Maybe I'll have to move the camera back some. Just come on, hello, thank you. Stay with me here. Let's move it back some. Maybe that'll be a thing. Because we got other cameras anyway. All right, so let's take a look at this filter. Let's see. Filter still looks really good. That's good. Okay. So the cold air is working, so we'll get that out of the way. Okay, down to our carburetor. I do have this fancy spacer on there. That was more of because I wanted more space to get down to my my throttle and stuff. I was messing around with the timing and my idle speed and everything else, and it was a pain to get underneath my air intake that I had. And it's the same thing with this one too, because it drapes over. So this little doodad, let's see if it shows up better in that camera. Could use a little cleaned off, but that came in pretty handy. So we'll get that out of the way. Let's see. I probably don't need to cut that zip tie. We'll probably just leave that. Don't need to take off any fuel lines or anything. We're going to leave that alone. I'll take off just my vacuum advance line. The rest of it should be okay. I should be able to pop the carb off and just move it out of the way so I can get the plate ready. Because that's going to be the biggest part, is actually just getting that. Why is this thing just keep losing me? It's not very great if that's the case. Anyway, okay, let's see. I think it's a 1/2 inch. All those bad boys. I got my random tools just sitting here. This carb hasn't been off since I built this engine, so we'll see. Got a 1/2 inch ratchet as well. So I do got these sitting here too. Come on, camera. Jeez, every time you turn around, I just lose. I did cover them. I did put a light coating of grease on them. Kind of what Luke recommended for those. So I think that's a good idea. Gotta make sure these are pointed down. You see how those holes kind of go up, so it goes on like that. So that's cool. I'll see which way that goes. Let's grab us a socket here. Move some of my stuff out of the way. Not used to having camera equipment out here with everything, so we're gonna move some stuff around. And let's go with an extension to a ½ inch. Okay. Man, that camera is just having issues. Come on. Can you work? That'd be cool. Like just stay here. So we'll have to see. That's gonna be fun to edit. That camera keeps taking off on us. So let's get in here. Start taking all this off. Did I put? Oh, I did. Actually put a clamp on there. So that's my brake booster vacuums. We got that there. Get all this loose. There we go. Don't take them all the way off just yet, but obviously we will. I'm just gonna leave that camera. I'm tired of it freaking out on me. It's kind of cool with it following, but you know what? Let's just put it over here somewhere, you know? Something like that. We got a couple different camera angles anyway. All right, let's get these other bolts loose. There we go. Now I actually got a little bit of room on these bolts. I might try it first before I place these studs, because I put other ones on here. I don't remember why, but I did. So let's get all this off. On this side, we'll see how much of my backside I'm showing off on camera. Should be sweet. Let's not lose anything. And this is the only one that's tough to get out of there. Okay. Keep on. And I'm gonna go as long as I can here. Like I said, I can't start it tonight anyway. Just because I don't want to, have the neighbors upset. But I just want to get it far enough along that tomorrow we can just come out and start her apart. I'll make sure I'm good. I don't think anything should be in my way. I could take off my PCV line. Did I put a clamp on that too? Yeah, it's probably easier to take off from my old catch can. Make sure I don't lose my little clamp. Let's push that down there. All right, she should come off. Yeah, she's coming. Okay, I don't want to mess up anything. I'm gonna go to that side, I think. Let's go to this side and just move her out of the way. my old gasket, which I didn't do the grease trick, and it still looks pretty good. I don't see any where it had any leaks or anything, which is nice. Okay, so we're just going to see how well these fit. Let's go with the bigger gasket first. I might need those. These actually aren't all the way down either. Man, a lot of room. Let's grab one of the newer ones that was supplied in the kit. Okay. Got 4 of those bad boys and new washers and nuts to go with them. So that's nice. So thank the guys for that. And there, tell which side goes on there. All right, yeah, we'll just switch them out. Be very careful not to drop those down the intake, because that would that'd make for not a great day. Be very mindful when it's ready to come out, because that would not be cool. Funny story though, as I was building this engine, and like I said in the beginning, like, you know, I'm new to this. I got the engine built, and I was down to getting the distributor in. Everything else was buttoned up. Front was on, timing cover's on, everything else. Heads are on, intake, and even the carb. And I was, I forgot what I was working on, but the bolt or whatever I had in my hand, I was working on the carb, and accidentally dropped it. It bounced around and binged off like 3 different things, and then fell down the hole of the distributor. And yeah, so I had a buddy over at the time, my buddy Nate, and we just both kind of stared at each other like, oh, well, that's not supposed to happen. After a little freaking out and grabbing one of the, I guess I don't need those just yet, grabbing the magnet, the telescopic little magnet thing, and fishing around for about 15 minutes, I finally found it. And I was just distraught. I was like, I'm not going to take the timing cover and everything off. I was like, that's, man, that was just bad. Now that this gasket's got a little grease on it, it's kind of hard to turn these studs by hand. This one's still got to go down a little more. There it goes. So this was a new intake when I built this engine. It's obviously just a season old, so everything should be fine. There we go. That's looking good. All right, so just watching the video, I know that this goes on with these air holes pointed down. So that's what I'm checking for right now. And I can see those go down. I assume it doesn't matter if it goes any other way from there. That's going to go like that. That looks pretty good. And then, of course, our other gasket is going to go on top of that. Of course, I'm just sweating over here. And another gasket's nice and greased up as well. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to set our carb. carefully. Need to go on the other side. My springs are popping all over the place. Those fell off, that's fine. It's all fine. That's gonna go on just like that. And that's gonna go back on there just like that. Those strings would be easy to put on. My kick down jumped off, but that's just snaps back in place. Everything else looks good. We'll get our springs back on, but that went on quite easily. Okay, so we'll go around and hook our little stuff back up, and just getting the spacer installed will be done. Let's see how that changes my height too, because just looking at that, I might have to do something about that. We'll see. I don't know if that little distance is going to make a difference, but we will see. All right, so let's get the nut and bolts on. I mean, we're going to use the spacer no matter what, so I'll just have to figure out the air intake situation once I'm done. Make sure nothing is stuck. Everything looks like it went down just fine, and obviously it took no time at all. I did not cut this video, at least to this point. It was just to, try to do it in one take. Like I said, we'll see how far I go with the actual device itself, because I still need to figure out where I want to put it. And I'm kind of debating on where. I'll look around and see what my options are, you know. Probably shouldn't bust my head on my top of my car either. I'll get those down. One more. And our carburetor is already back on. Okay. And we'll get our bolts tightened back up. And get this one down. This is the hardest one because it's hidden behind there. And this one, just can't get a socket on there. Gotta use a get it snug for now. Oh, I'm gonna need a deep well on that bad boy. There's my deep well 1/2 inch. So it's got a little extra on them. That's totally fine. Okay, alright, now like I said, we're just gonna get snug. Then we can come back around and torque them down. Okay. And this one actually went down pretty far by hand. Okay, just gonna torque these up a little bit. See if I can see that one blindly. And on the other side of the engine. Oh. There we go. Don't go too crazy. And then tighten up the last one. Okay. Okay, we'll set that out of the way and get our throttle springs back on because I didn't think to take them off, they just popped off. We do run 2 springs on this car. Let's get those back on. Yeah, I'm like all nervous. I'm telling a story about me dropping something down the intake. Whew, that was something. Okay, come on, spring. Work with me here. There we go. Both my springs back on. Carb feels fine. I heard gas. Let's see. Go ahead and hook up some of this stuff back. That ran across. That's my little catch can. Put this back on. And of course our brake booster. I think the plan is still to use the Carb for that, just because that's where I had it. It's hard to get to. It's the problem with having such a big car, like you can't reach across. I mean, you should have seen when I took the engine out of this thing. I might throw a picture up there. I had to rip this whole front end apart because I couldn't get my Harbor Freight hoist to get in there. Couldn't go from the side, I had the hood off and everything, but I had to take apart the whole front clip and everything, get the hoist all the way up here to get this bad boy out, and that was a pain. Okay, so get all of our lines hooked back up. That one sort of came out. It's a good thing I checked it. I feel like our brakes back in. I can feel not a lot of room, but I can feel the other 2. Okay, so brake boosters hooked back up. So basically, Carb's back to the way it was, besides having my air cleaner on. So doing the extra manifold, the vacuum plate was really easy. So that's already done. So now I just need to map out where I'm going to put my actual carb cheater. I'm going to deal with the, if I'm going to need to remove my fancy lift thing that I got going on there. But yeah, I think I'll just take a break right there. It's definitely warm in this garage. I'm just sweating. Matter of fact, come here, camera. Let's see if you actually want to do, things. So bring it back up here. So we got that installed. You see, it's freaking hot in this garage. But the spacer's installed, car's back on, everything looks back hooked up. My, as you see, everything I did just right there. So now I'm going to figure out where I want to place the actual carb cheater and equipment. Wiring will be nothing. I got plenty. I'm actually debating on the driver's side. I got a little bit of space on the wheel well there. But I'm gonna give that a little bit of thought, figure out what I want to do, and that'll be the next part. And don't be surprised in the next clip you see me in different clothes, because I'll wait till tomorrow. But cool, that's good. First start. All right, back with technically day 2. Now that it's a little, I can have the doors open too, which is nice. And I guess for the fact that you're going to hear road noise and who knows what else, just because I do have the door open, but I need some air in here today. I turn on the fan, but that's going to cause even more noise issues. So, where I stopped the video, I just got the carburetor done and got the spacer installed. Everything's good there. And a little bit today, I've been just trying to figure out placement. The install of this isn't hard whatsoever, but for me, I don't have a lot of open space to install. So that's where I started thinking about what I was going to do, and I got an idea. Right, so 2 different pieces that we have to physically install under the hood: carb cheater and the sensor. And I think have where I want one for sure. So what I'm going to do is, this old Chrysler has a voltage regulator that I am not using. It looks nice and clean because I replaced it back before I changed out the alternator because I was having charging issues. And come on, unplug. At some point, I switched out to a higher amp alternator, and also it's a one wire alternator. So the voltage regulator is doing nothing. It sits there for show. So if I can deal with the wires later. Right now, let's take the plug and just move it. We'll take that bad boy off, and I think that's going to be a great spot to put the sensor. I want the air hoses, both vacuum lines, to be as close as possible to the sensor. I think that makes the most sense. Let's actually talk to Joe about it a little bit, and you know, it makes sense. Especially when I originally was going to put it further away. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. So, basically, I'm going to get this out of here. And get that out. And mark up the holes. And I'm going to drill a couple holes where they need to be. And I'm going to use nut certs to make this way easier. I got some extra M6 bolts and some nut certs. There we go. Take that off. Boom, we got a nice clean spot right there. And like I said, I don't need the voltage regulator. Oh, where I think this will. I don't need the voltage regulator anyway, so that just works out. So we'll go ahead and just get that out of the way. Let's see. Yeah, so that's gonna be the plan. So, oh look, it's raining. And it really cooled it off. All right. We'll see how bad the audio gets with the rain going. Hopefully it's just enough to cool it off because it is hot. All right, so I need a way to mark this bad boy. And what I was sitting there messing around, I did notice. So obviously, where your filter goes, we'll take that off for now, and then the actual valve can just unscrew and come out. Just don't lose. It looks like it's pretty well on there, but don't lose your gasket on. So that frees up both holes that I need to mark. So most likely it's going to go this way. The wires come in left for now. So I think that's going to make no sense. This might be a job for the new carb cheater pin as well. Right? Of course, for me, it doesn't help that it's so far up. The front of this car is just so huge. Alright, what do I do with my step? You know, having those comes in handy too. When you can't reach things. What did I do? Oh, it's over here. Hey, look, the camera's actually following for once. All right, come back this way. Hopefully one of these other camera catches, because it's already lost me over there, but that's fine. Oh, it's coming down now. Let's see, oh, crap, I got windows open. All right, well, I got to stop for a second. Whew, all right. Had to run and close windows. I totally forgot we had a fan in the window, and of course it's just pouring down rain. All right, so where did I leave off? So, like I said, this is a great opportunity to use my fancy new marker. Let's make sure it's going to mark. Perfect. All right, so basically what I want to do is not lose my cool new pen, and this bad boy. Right up in here. Trying to figure out which way. Oh. challenging to mark this up. Let's try it this way. So I'll make sure she's straight. All the way right. And there. And over here. Stop it. Okay. I think that's 2 good spots for our holes. I don't think I need to worry about anything on the inside. It's pretty open in there. Guess I can always get a flashlight look just to be on the safe side. I see the other hole. It's wide open in there. So, which means I can just drill straight through it and put in a couple nut certs. Try and make it even as possible. That's going to be the plan. All right. So, if you don't know what a nut cert is, by the way, these things are freaking awesome. So I'm going to put an actual nut cert in there. Real cert. Now we can put a bolt in there and be done. Alright. I need a drill bit that's going to fit. So let's grab all this fun stuff. Battery's all nice and charged. Like a mess on the table here. It's the brains falling down. Definitely got to be bigger than that. What size for this nut set? So you don't want to make it too big, obviously. Make her fit in there. That's really close. One more. That's pretty close. It's probably going to be too small, but we'll just try it. And, drill some holes. Now, granted, you don't have to drill holes in yours, but let's also take a rag or something, throw it over my open carburetor to make sure nothing falls down in there, especially like metal. Okay, I'm gonna go after it. I guess I could be smart and actually metal punch it first. Yeah. Why not do it correctly? Camera, where are you looking? How about you come over here? Okay. Let's see. Let me set this down for a second. I'm gonna center punch these. Okay. It's so tough to get in here. Okay. Well, for center punch, let's drill some holes. Let's go ahead and give it a quick test. See if our nuts are fits. Well, that still needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay. Right. Sorry, I kicked my camera. Let's try it. We'll wall her out a little bit. Boom. She's in there. Okay, let's do the other one. And get that bad boy installed. push way up in there. Okay. Nice holes there. Let's make sure the other nuts fits. The other nut cert will go in that hole. It does. Alright, let's install some nut certs. It's a good thing it's raining today too. Well, hey, it's freaking on. Yeah, let's get this bad boy installed. That looks pretty good. Okay, so the way this bad boy works, I'll screw on my fitting, cut it out like this, plug it in the hole, squeeze, and it's going to crimp this nut inside the hole. I love these things. Makes everything look nice and clean. Turn this till it tightens. That right there. Now I can close that. We can open her back up. Tighten it some more. And make sure it's in there. That feels good. So if we take this out, boom. Now we got a nice hole to put a bolt through. Let's do another one. Let's get this bad boy installed. So make sure we got some play there. Yeah, let's get the other one in. Boom. That is very pretty. Let's see. I don't know how well either of these cameras will pick it up. But let me see. Let me just grab this one. I'll see if I can't get her in there. You can actually see how well that came out. Come on. Of course I can't zoom. Of course not. Why would I be able to do that? Let's see. Get up there more. So you can see how that came out. So I'll go ahead and put that back up there. I'm gonna go ahead and get the bolts in this thing, and let's see how it works. So I'm shooting a couple M6 bolts. What did I do with the device itself? So it's here somewhere. And one's going this way. Let's see how. Get a socket on there. It's a really tight spot. That one I should be able to. Get, socket here. Size is this? Probably a 10. Just guessing. What do we got here? What's that? Try a smaller one so we can. Actually, let me do. These long boys. That'll work. I can use all the little ones. Alright. Let's see if we can get her in there. Ugh. It's gonna be tough. Alright. Let's go for it anyway, right? What we got to lose? Besides this camera not wanting to work with me today. Okay, so let's set that down for now. Let's see. You know, hang off of here. That's always good. Okay. Let's use this right now. Alright. So I'm going to get these bolts in. Which looks like this going to be a little bit tricky. Alright, well that's what we're going to do right now. Get these bolts in and let my camera apparently cool down, so I just heard it yelling. So get these bolts in, be right back. Alright, so apparently I'm going to have to switch. I might have to turn on the fan. We'll see how it goes. Shop fan's a little loud. Alright, well, it was noisy outside, so I had to close the garage door. That's where we're at. And I'm still getting these bolts in. So that's the plan right now. Is find the easiest way to get these in. The heads of these bolts are just a little too long. Or wide, I should say. But that should work. I just gotta get this other one in. Not the easiest place to get to. Guess I could try from the other side. How we're gonna do that? Just needs to turn and get past that hose. I could actually do the rest of it by hand. That's I guess I can loosen this one a little bit. Loosen this one a little bit. I know I can do that by hand. Pull this out. It's just a really difficult spot to get to. I ain't gonna like it there though. Alright, I need my step on this side for this to work. So who knows, I might have to zoom through some of this because I doubt anybody wants to see me putting together trying to fumble away putting in a screw for an hour. Unless I fall, then I could be good, I guess. In there. That's such an awkward spot. I'm gonna turn this fan on. Let's do low. Let's see how it goes. Try to take it out in post. Okay. That does feel good. All right. coffee. Let's see what we got going on. I feel like climbing in there. Tough spot. Try this again, I guess. So I took the damn hood off, so I should. is on there. Oh, well, that was a lot. So nut tricks are cool and all, but don't do what I did. All right. Well, it looks good. Pop you guys off. Get a closer look here. See, they came out really good. Straight. Oh, look straight. I think that's good. Didn't expect for it to take 9 hours, but here we are. So, all right. Let me just double check batteries and things. All right, now I can get the hoses installed for the airlines. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be too long of a video. Let's see if I can speed up some spots. Okay, so this is the supplied airline. And what I'm probably going to do is do the back one first, just because I can measure that pretty easy. I can see my spot. Of course, I get to climb back up in here again. Why not? Why not? Let's see. There. That's under there. So I got a brake booster one too, so they're really close to each other. Hopefully not too close. Feels awfully precarious. Let's see. I'm just missing it. No, it's down further. That's everything, I think. Okay, I'm gonna have to go see better. See why that's not going on there. Which means I gotta climb in here. Alright, this watch has gotta go. Don't leave the drill right now, move that out of the way. I do got a hose clamp on it, I think that's in the way. On my brake booster. So let's just move it out of the way. See if I can sneak under there. I took that off. Not like I really need that on there. Come on, hose clamp, get out of my way. Yeah, those are really close to each other. This could be a problem. Okay. Could be a problem. Alright, I need a better flashlight so I can see better. And what I'll do, I'll try to get you in there so you can see what my issue is. But the problem is, I don't know if I can see it from this side. It's tight in there. problem is the brake booster. Air hose, vacuum hose that's on the back of the car sits pretty much right on top of the spacer, the supplied spacer one. The nipples are like right next to each other, so I gotta see if I can finagle both of them on. It is really tight. I gotta try to get a better angle to see too. Okay, so it's not even the nipple. It's the bottom of the carb. That didn't even work. Alright. Ran into my first problem. Alright. Turn off the camera, we'll come back. So I was able to get the hose on. The issue was my brake booster line coming off the back of this Holly 650 and the nipple going to the spacer plate. They're basically sitting on top of each other. I'll post a picture before where I was trying to get it on one of these sides. I don't know how that works. I don't do this that much. And then another picture of after. I just forced it on. Let's be honest. So now I'm going to cut the hose to fit because it's just got to go right up. Then do the second hose. It's going to go to the front of the carb and put the filter on. And go ahead and run the two cables, and then let's figure out where I'm going to install the actual CC. So I'm still toying with this idea because space is becoming, I'm gonna need more of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's get this bad boy on. Let's see if it wants to keep following me. So I'm thinking. Right here. Let's cut that right off there. Oh. I'll make it look a little bit better later. Right now, we're just trying to get it done. There we go. That's on there. Doesn't look terrible. And then we want probably start from the front of the carb. I'm going to swing around this side. So now I'm going to go to the other spacer nipple. This one I definitely have more room. And make sure we get her on there. It's all the way back. I can feel it. Alright. I don't want to bend it, but I want the shortest amount possible. So I'm going to go with something like that. And if I don't like it, I can always change it later. I think that works. So let's go ahead and chop that. And that leaves us quite a bit of extra hose. Let's go right about there. So still got. Come on, camera. This AI. I didn't know AI could get drunk, but I think it's drunk. We can fix the camera. Set it static since it doesn't want to work here. And we'll get this last hose on. Climb back up in here again. Make sure it's all the way on. All right. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's get the filter on real quick. We'll be done with that. And move on to the next part. So, and actually, I'm going to put one of my yellow ones on here just because it's going to be easier. Easier to tighten her up and get done with that. And I'll be glad when I don't have to put them back here in here anymore. Tight. I like my yellow. Clean her off just a little bit. Okay. Now the valve can go back in. Okay. Give that a little turn. Let's make sure it's snug in there. What did I do with my pliers that bit me earlier? Yeah, it isn't. You know, I thought these auto. Yeah, no. Nope. I don't like them. They bite me all the time. I'm gonna get it at least. Directly that way. I like that. Okay. Now, wiring harnesses. So I'll do a little testing when I'm ready. So we'll grab both of those. These in, and then I don't have to climb in there anymore. At least that's the. So let's do this bottom one first. So I think we're gonna go through my wire loom here. Yeah, this goes the other way. Go. I clipped in. The other one, I do the same thing. Some clips. So the other side. So this one. See how? Go. And these cables run through here. Come down like so. And right now, this one's right here. And I'm thinking this fancy spot right there is where my CCs is going. Alright. I feel a little bit better that that's out of the way. That was something. That doesn't look terrible. I like it. Let's see. I'll grab the camera. Get up in there a little bit. So, you can see how that ended up. Not terrible. And where my hoses run to, so you can see how that one. And of course I got pictures of that back one. But so like I said, I think I'm gonna put the CC right there. Yeah, I think that'll work, because currently my O2 sensor that I currently have is on my driver's side. I think the cable will reach across the trans, so I can put it right there. The only two cables I need to worry about, because my coil's right here, is going to the battery. So I don't know if it'll go through my loom all the way around to the battery. That's what we'll have to see. But all right, well, get the camera fixed here. Apologize for all the jumping around. Yeah, so we're there. We'll drink some more coffee, and we'll start on installing the actual CC. Okay, so off camera, I try not to do anything off camera, right? Because, you know, I want you to see the stuff I did. However, the GoPro was running, so I might have footage of it for the battery one day. But I had my old AC line for air conditioning for this car. It did have factory air. It didn't work when I got it. I ended up taking off most of the stuff already. Still had this big old pipe just sitting there, not hooked up to anything, right? Just ran across the front to the pump. So took that out. Now look at that. I mean, that's race weight. Anyway, that out of the way.
Now I got a nice clean spot right here. Lots more room. So much more activities now. Alright, so I'm going to, I noticed I need to enable a couple things, but I think I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to reuse this one hole that's there, so I'm going to do a new one. And do a nut cert there, and I might color everything. Which would be sweet. So, let's see, I got to fix this heater line. Let's cut the zip tie off. Put that in there just to hold it. Oh, no, anyway. Alright, let's get this guy off. Maybe. Everything I think is going to be easy today has not. Because I'm tooling, you know? Okay, so I'm going to put our heater line right in. I'm going to line the heater line, that's my hot cold lever, right? So I usually leave it on cold, which means these hoses right here should never get that hot. I usually don't run heat anyway, just the rare occurrence that the device is right with me. It is what it is. Alright, so, like I said, I think I'm going to put the carb cheater. Take off the wire loom. And let's see, we need a couple pictures here. Come on in there. Okay, so this is going to go right here now. I got a little room. I'm thinking right here. Right on the ridge. I got a hole right there. And it's a coil easy, all you have to worry about is battery power, which is way over there. I might get lucky and actually run it up that way too. That could be something. Alright, so for right now though, I need to get a nut cert in for this. This seems like it's going to be a lot easier than the other one. Let's just go ahead and drill that hole out a little bit bigger. So find it. Try not to go too crazy and, you know, drill a hole in the tire, that'd be cool. Alright, we need a nut cert. So I throw a washer on this one. Put the washers in those. Other one. Let's keep it right now. Let's make sure my nut cert's gonna fit. Looks nice. That metal's a little. I can cut that off or not. Let's clean it up. Oh, that worked. That's fine. Kind of like a little hammer. Try to, you know, gently massage that down a little bit. There we go. Now the nuts are in there.
That fits. So now I need device. Okay. Take out the nut cert. And just because I got the other camera close by, so how this thing works, I screw on the nut cert, most likely. Let me give this thing some more here. She's in there pretty good. So basically, the way it works is you open up the arms, you screw on your nut cert till it's down like that, pop it in the hole, get it all the way in, and then squeeze it, let it back open, screw it in till it tightens up again, and then give it another, you know, give it another Okay, unscrew it. Bam, and I got a beautiful screw hole right there. So now, I'll take, what just do with my bolts and my washer, and we need our, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put the wire loom on this, just so that it's out of the way and done already. It only goes on one way. You put it on, it works just like my Durango stuff does too. As you press the purple in, excuse me, I gotta sneeze. One more. As you press in on the purple, it pulls it down and locks it into place. And when it's all the way pressed down, it's in. So, now, matter of fact, I'll probably come in this way. Bolt. It's fitting right in that hole. I wasn't going to do the other one, but I think I need to now. I can line her up straight. So with the tight, it kind of jumps out like that. It's just because this thing is rounded. Alright, so let's mark where we want to drill her in the hole. Make sure she's nice and straight and pretty. I'm guessing right around there. I don't think I was able to make a mark on it. Let's see. There's a little mark. Okay. Let's go ahead and punch that out. Okay. Good. Okay, drill out our hole. Perfect. So grab us another nut cert, bolt. Okay. Put our washer and our bolt down. So once again, we'll do another, and a little up close. That's what the nutsert looks like. So I'm just gonna screw that bad boy all the way down. In the hole. Make sure she's down flat. Pull it in, back up, tighten her down, give her another, give it another what's for. Okay. Take it out. And boom. 2 bolt holes. Okay. We'll grab our second one. She is the first one. Screw that down. It's my little ratchet. That's what there's on probably. Come on. make a fool of me. Don't do that, please. Pretty cool if you didn't. Light's going in. Oh, oh, oh. Come on. See you in the hole. Right, let's get our ratchet. Well, I might end up moving this, I don't know yet. Let's get this a little snug. Alright, she's tight. You can see she ain't going nowhere. Okay, so now we got our 2 wiring harnesses here. Gonna go to our wirings here. Now, I'm just gonna probably bundle these up in here. So I don't change anything just because, like I said, I might move it, I don't know. But I can easily plug these in now. One. And let's see where that one plugs in. Make sure. There's our clip. There we go. So, those are installed. Out of the way for right now. That looks pretty good. So the only one I'm really worried about is going to be my O2 sensor. So we're going to work on that next. So we'll get a little time. We want the most slack we can for this bad boy. I'm hoping it's gonna reach. I'll have to figure out what to do if it doesn't. So right now, we're just gonna pop her down. Down there, we'll figure out what we're gonna do. So the only thing that's left is our wiring. Now, let's see what that looks like. Like I said, I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sold on it. Positioning. It's not bad. I like the fact you can see it. I want to be able to see it. And I could probably clean this up. Yeah, once I do that, she's solid. Alright, so 2 of these wires, actually all these wires will go in my loom right here. So that'll hide a lot of that. 2 will go to the coil, and obviously 2 go to the battery. So I got to figure that one out. I might just extend it. Obviously the ground, I can just ground anywhere. I mean, I got a ground spot right here. That's ready to go, so we can go there. And I can just run an extra longer power line to the battery. But for right now, our main goal is to get our O2 sensor. Like I said, I do have my own O2 installed right now. It is one of those cheap ones off Amazon. I guess I can't say it's cheap. It came with my AEM AFR gauge. I actually do have an AFR gauge in there. So I'm going to remove that one. I'm just going to let the the gauge just sit there for now. Let's move this back here. Because I'm gonna have to jack this up a little bit underneath it. Because I don't need a lot of room, but I do need some. So let's get it jacked up a little bit and figure out if I can make, before I even get that all the way done, let's make sure I can, oop, my camera did not like that. It's not happy. Okay. Well, doesn't matter. Just, we gotta get done. So, jack this bad boy up a little bit. Doesn't need to be off the ground. I've been under here a few times. Just enough. Where I can get to my O2. Let's see. And how do I want to do with the camera? That's another question. All right, so yesterday I left off, last night I should say, I left off running the line down for the O2 sensor. I'll show you what I ended up with, but I did find a spot that I think will work. At the end of my video, I was sitting there just thinking about how my current O2 sensor where my bung is not going to work. I was debating on moving to the passenger side since for right now, the carb cheater is on the passenger side, but I think I found out a solution. So I will be drilling a new hole, and we'll get into that. So I'm going to take care of that right now. But first, I got an update from the team that need to do a small modification if you got this blue wire O2 sensor. So I'm going to do that now. Let's see how well that shows up. Come on, focus. Come on, focus. Sometimes the focus wants to work. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a tang in there. That's it right there, right? Yeah, up in that corner. There it is. That tang right there. We need to break that out. So there'll be a picture I'll flash up there that was sent to me. But what I'm gonna do is get a screwdriver real quick, break that piece out, and I'll try to film it. We'll see how it comes out. But we'll start there, and then we'll climb underneath the car, and we'll start there. Okay, as promised, we're gonna go ahead and get that piece out of there. Try to get a little bit better lighting. You can sort of see the piece we're talking about. It's up there. I got a small enough screwdriver that can fit right behind that lip. Right in there. So what I'm gonna do is just get behind it, and it's already moving. So I'm kind of bend it over. I'll bend it both ways, not touching the pins. I don't want to hurt the pins. So I'm just taking my time. Feels like it's coming loose very easy. There it goes. It just popped. You can see it leaning over right there. So move it around a little. Boom, fell off. There's the little piece out of there. All right. There's that, and that broke off nice and cleanly. I mean, I can't even really tell where it was. It was up in that corner, up there. So, just a quick tip in case you need to do it. All right, welcome to underneath the vehicle. Again, I think I lose track at this point. So, what I came up with, this is on the driver's side, that I ran the O2 sensor wire across the top of the bell housing of the trans, and it's just hanging right here. It almost reaches. And actually, with my old O2 sensor, it would reach just fine because it has a longer wire on it. But with the one provided, it's a little bit shorter. Granted, mine was a knockoff off Amazon. So I'm going to make a new one right here, and I want it to be more up anyway, as I was saying in my previous video, because mine's not, you know, it's greater than 10 degree, barely, but it's not enough. So up here, I can actually get it almost pointing straight up, which is going to get it closer to my plug-in and give me a little bit more length so I can tidy up the wires up top. So, luckily for me, when I put in this bung, it actually came with plugs. So I can actually just plug this off and pretend like it never even happened. And if I ever need it, it's there. But it takes a big old Allen wrench. We'll just tighten her up, make sure she doesn't leak. I'm pretty sure I should put some anti-seize on it, but you know, just heat up the exhaust, it'll come off. We're gonna make sure that bad boy is sealed. We don't want any exhaust leaks. And chances are I'm not going to use this ever again anyway. Alright, she's tight. Look at that. That's clean. Okay, so now I don't need to worry about this one. So we're going to do a new one right up here. Well, let's see where I'm going to put my camera to get the best angle here. But right up here, I'll try to cut down on the noise. But I do have my Christmas tree drill bit and my right angle. As you can see, we'll see how well this setup works. First time I've used this chuck. So hopefully the Milwaukee just powers through it. So first thing I'm gonna do, so I can't go straight up because it's gonna touch. So I can come off a little bit of an angle towards the trans. That's the plan. So I do have a punch. So we're gonna give it kind of the angle I want to be at. Probably right around there. I want to be in the middle of this. Probably come over just a little bit more. Thinking about right here. Okay. Got our mark. Now, let's see how this is going to work. I'm probably going to have to move you guys back more. And my light too, for that matter. Let's see, let's put the light over here somewhere. Not the best, but I need it out of the way so I can try to get in here.
Definitely get there. Make sure I'm right where I want to be. Yeah, okay. I can do a little downforce here. I need a power hole. Oh, this thing is dull. I'm gonna try one of my, I'm try a different Christmas tree, but I think this one is, she's seen better days, so let's switch it out for another one. Switch my Christmas tree built drill bit out with another one. Let's go ahead and dip. Let's see if we can get through it this time. It's a little bit awkward. I mean, if I jack this thing up a little more, but you know, we're here. Let's go. Get right on the mark. I do like I can hold this at any angle. Not the best place for my arm. Yeah, filing's falling off. If I can switch hands here. Let's see. Either way, my arm's gonna be right in hot metal way. Huh. Alright. Let's get a different angle here. That's what we'll have to do. It'd be nice if I could see what I was doing too, I guess. Come on, quit walking. There we go. Alright, we're through. Now. Let's get it big enough. Look at that, man. It's nice and warm. First one's right in my, crease in my armor. Great. Let's try it here. Come on. The chuck's gonna loose, but... Oh, come on.
Let's check our hole and see if the end of the O2 will fit in there. That's all that really matters. Look at that. Even the threads, so we're good right there. And there's the angle I'm gonna end up with. I like it. Okay, that'll work. That'll work, that'll work, that'll work. Okay, so I'm gonna use, I have an extra weld-in bung, and one came in a kit too, by the way. I will be welding it on later, but for today, we're just gonna go and put this bad boy on. So, just so we could be done. Camera's still recording, I think so. Okay, so we can see where that's gonna go. See how well all this lines up. Looks pretty good. Got the cramp in my hand, that's always good. I try to get done before breakfast arrives. Now, I guarantee you I did not bring a screwdriver with me. Because why would I have? Okay. Let's open up these big old clamps. One there. And another one. There we go. Second one on there. Put the clamps back together. Get them started a little bit. Well, it's probably right at the spot where I could have used the other clamps as well. It's 2.5. But this is fine. It'll work. Like I said, my goal would be to switch this out anyway for a weld-in down the road. Next time I go by my buddy's shop, I'll just have him pop another one in there. He's the one that did this one. You know, power tools would have been a very smart idea right here. You know, hindsight being what it is. I'll sit here and screw for 10 days. Let's get them close. Alright. So, like I said, I've done one of these before. You can actually see where it was on this one. So, I just want to line up the gasket with the hole. I can actually feel exactly where that is. Let's see how well I did here. Basically, I just want to get these on, get them started a little bit, and then I can get it into my final position. Right now, let's kind of get it snug so it holds it. Okay. Now it's a little snug. We're going to make sure we're all the way in there. I can turn these however I like. I can kind of put my finger in there to feel where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just going to leave my finger in there. Alright, give these a little more. What for? That a little bit. Right there. Make sure my gasket's good. Because now we're starting to tighten her down a little bit. Trying to see here, I feel like it moved a little bit. And I don't have it that tight, so I can kind of wiggle it around. It's got to go up for sure. So I've still got room. And move that bad boy around. Here's the top of the hole. Clamps over a little bit. And over just a little. Now, my issue is my gasket moved just a hair. And I have a weird OCD, so I'm going to have to fix that. Yeah, there it is. See it moving. Yeah, that feels better. Let's get the other side down. When it scooted, it kind of moved. There we go. And I can see underneath here that it's flush. Hole feels great. So now, we'll go back to tightening her up. Make sure she is on there. Yep. I want to give these a good what for. That one could probably slide over a little more, but for right now, I think that's good. Okay. We'll take our, and I can see it does have some anti-seize on there. And look at that, that's gonna fit so much better than my old one, angle-wise. Let's get her in there. Come on. Am I hitting? Threads feel fine. What's going on? Breakfast is just showing up too. She'll be all here in a minute to go pick that up. Alright, why are we off? Something's not right. Just at a weird angle, which is fine. Just go in. Cool. Okay. I think we're gonna switch to something else easier to get in there. All right, I gotta grab breakfast, and I shall return. Did I do that on accident? All right. So after some breakfast, we're back at it again. Get this bad boy finished. So I did grab some power tools, hopefully the right fit for these. I want to take this back off real quick just to make sure. I mean, I'm kind of looking from this angle. I can see I'm not lined up right. Something's just a little bit off. I think it's my gasket after messing with it, but I got tired of the screwdriver, so here we are. Go and drop this down a little bit. There we go. This one needs a little bit more. Sweet, screws come out. What happens? Well, what happens? Let's screw back in there. Let's see why we're not. And sure enough, something's stopping it because she's some boogered up threads or something. Alright, we're just gonna do it this way. This will still work. Come here, gasket. Get back here. Okay. There's a little bit of play in there. It's fine. Ow. Get out of there. Welded bung was attacking me. Go a little looser here. Let's get this perfectly lined up. Come on. Here's people walking by. Okay, so let me get this right where I want it. We're gonna bring it up, make it easier. Actually. Why are you so loud? Okay. I think right there is a good spot. We'll get these bad boys back on. I'll make sure. Nice and tight. I don't want any leaks. She is tight. Okay. Now, I might have that up just a little bit on the lip. Really? You guys can probably see that better than I can. Yeah, it come off there, right there. That's better. Okay, she is on there. All right, we got our crescent. We're gonna tighten her up a little bit. That's nice and snug. And then we can plug in our wire. Man, I can't even see, let alone you guys up there. Good thing about an old car, my flashlight sticks to everything. You can see that a little bit better. What is attacking me this time? A zip tie. Alright, let's get in here to plug this in. Goes this way. And make sure she is clicked. Why ain't you clicking? Yeah. Switch hands here. There it is. Heard that satisfying click. Okay. That. Sorry about the light and my head in your way, but let me see if I can bring you guys in here to see it a little bit. Put that around. So, this light is just not in a good spot. So, there's finished product. You can see where it runs up. Not bad. Focus could be a lot better, but you know. So, pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to get my butt out of here now. We're done under here. Alright, now we're back topside after getting that bung and O2 sensor on. I just want to do a little bit of wire cleanups. I don't want that. This is the wire going to that. I don't want that just, you know, flopping around down there. So we're going to do a zip tie like right here. Maybe I can cut that old one off when I'm ready. And then probably back here, I'll do another one right here to this wire loom. That'll just keep it from sitting on the heads. So we'll just pop the zip tie right there. Move it down. Get it further away as possible. And sitting on the bell housing of the transmission, which I'm not terribly worried about. Okay. That's definitely better. So now we have to move on to actually wiring this bad boy. So that is going to be my next step, and we're going to switch a different camera setup here. So we're going to just move the camera and start working on that. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so now we're worried about the wiring of the CC. Give it power, get it over to the coil. I did have to look this up, and by the way, I said it in the beginning, I'll say it now. My video is not like a how to install, it's just my experience with installing. I've had to revert back and look at Luke's drawings and videos a couple times, right? Just to make sure it's right. So it's basically what I came out with it. So what confused me was just on the second yellow wire. So there's two blacks and two yellows that you got to worry about, right? That you'll have double of the colors. So in his video he explained, which was easy enough, the black wire all the way to the left hand side of the purple latch, that's your actual battery ground. Okay, so I got that set to side. There's only one red, so that one red's my 12 volt to the battery. Done. The other one that in his video he didn't break it out, but I had to look at the actual diagram, and that's where I found the yellow. So the yellow and black, that's all the way to the right hand side, that's your dry relay contacts. Okay, so those right now are not going to be used. He said there is some ideas for using those. I'm not going to use them right now. I just want to get basic hooked up. Same thing with the blue. The blue, even though I do have an AEM AFR gauge, I don't plan on using it. I actually want to take it out. I have too many gauges in this car. I want to actually get rid of some. So this is actually helping me get rid of some. I mean, we'll see. I got a lot of gauges in there. So these three, and you can see, I'll try to get it a little bit clear. The yellow to the far right, all the way to the right, and has a black right next to it. Those are your dry relay contacts, and the blue wire, which would go to an aftermarket AEM gauge. So I'm not using those. So these ones, for right now, are just going to be tidied up, and I don't like the ends sitting open, so we'll do something about them. For right now, I'm just going to throw a zip tie on them so that they're just out of my way, so I don't have to think about them right now. What I could do is put them in my wire loom here, run them down, and hide them after I put some ends on there. All right, so 4 wires that I need to deal with is all that I'm left with. So that's what we're going to do. Let me move my camera. So I do have a ground spot right here. I'm already preparing for that. My coil is right there. Boom, makes it super simple. Only thing I got to worry about is my 12-volt constant, which I could just run through and across the front of the frame, and my battery's just right there. Been really nifty if all this was on the same side. I'm sure I have some other constant 12 in here. I'm not even going to stress myself trying to think about it, so I'm just going to go ahead and run it to the battery. Obviously I got enough hooked up over there already. So let me get situated. We're going to put some wire ends on the coil. As a matter of fact, I'll throw one on this too so it can actually be proper. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, it's time to do some wiring. And just after I put that zip tie on there, just realized I just don't want that wire just sitting right there for now, so I'm not going to use this right now. But we're going to clip this. I'm going to run these in my wire loom first, just so that I know which ones they are, and keep them all separated. Bring these under here. I'm going to fix my other wire while I'm in here, but you know, let's get under here. Keep going around my wire loom. Of course, I got another zip tie. Why wouldn't I have another zip tie? I would just do it with my clippers. It just had them. Hello? Oh. Apparently I just threw them on the floor, because why wouldn't I have done that? Alright, let's get that zip tie out of there. So my plan would be, just get this in the wire loom. And that can go down there, and I can actually hide those cables back there for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip the ends off of them. Then I can tape them up. I don't want the pre-cut piece to fall off and touch anything. So we're going to clip those off. Basically what I'll do, bound these bad boys up. Of course I left my zip ties too. I'm on fire today. Alright, we'll have to redo that. Get some zip ties handy. Okay, let's do this again. I'm going to leave enough where I can hide this thing. Okay. Do something like this. throw another one on here. This way to kind of hold it. So, we'll be hiding this out of the way. For my horns will hide it. Okay, there we go. We'll make that look pretty later. Okay, so now we're down to these wires, which I probably should finally fix this one. But for right now, that's where we're at. So these are the 4 I need, and everything's going to go through this wire line. I did those ones separate because those are the ones I didn't want to get mixed up. Okay, these are my actual 4 that I need to run the carb treatment. So I'm just going to pop those into my wire loom. Okay. And what I'm probably going to do is clean that up a little bit. Put that wire back in there. Needs a little zip tie, but that's not bad. Okay. We'll clean that up. A little zip tie action. I don't want to get it permanent. I mean, it's pretty permanent as it is, but until we see her boot up. So let's get some ends on these bad boys. So I need some wire cutters, strippers. And got a little case of ends, so we're just gonna pop some of these ends on here. Let's see, we have a good one for ground. Something's gonna fit that bolt that was in there. Yeah, that'll fit. Okay, so we'll start with our ground. And I'm probably gonna cut this about right here. We'll go a little bit longer, be on the safe side. And what I like to do when I'm doing these, I do a nice big chunk of wire like that, because I need to use a little bit bigger eyelet for that bolt to go through. So what I'm gonna do is just double this wire up. I'm just gonna make it fit in there a little more. I could probably do one more, so I want it to be pretty solid in there. Let's see how that fits. That way, so I got a good ground, and I can actually see it trying to poke out the other side. That's what I want. As soon as it pokes through a little bit, we're going to cramp that bad boy down. Hit the back of it a little bit, maybe. Make sure. Make sure that boy's down. Okay, so there's our ground. Probably could scrape this off a little bit. It was at one point, so we'll just hit it again. Just scraping off to get a little bit of bare metal to make sure we got a good ground. That looks good. Okay, so I'm actually going to do the carb treater first. I don't even know what this other ground goes to, but it's going to go. Come on, buddy. You screwed on there a second ago. Come on. Now it doesn't want to fit the screw, even though I just tested it. That went on. Now it doesn't want to go on there. Okay, do I even have something with a bigger eyelet? I don't think I do. I'll go with one of those. Got my back feeling great. Actually, I can make one of these reds work, and it'll probably fit better too. So let's gonna chop this up on the trash table, and you know, mistakes happen, but you gotta make sure you leave enough wire so that you can make mistakes, you know, which I know I did in this case. Okay, she's up in there. Pulled right off. It's gonna be one of those days. One of those days. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do, start screwing this down. Our negative. Just gonna pop right. Actually, I'm gonna go on the bottom with it. That's where my better ground was, or cleaner, I should say. Okay, we're gonna screw that bad boy down. That fits that. Okay. Get that out of my way. Okay. So my yellow and my green. My red I'm gonna do last. It's my power that I'm gonna run back across to the battery. So we're just going to run that down the wire loom, and I got plenty of spots to put this in, and probably since I'm doing it this way I will put the fuse on. I wasn't going to, but let's get it ran so it's out of the way. Upside down there when we're done. Okay, red's out of the way. Alright, so now, as my back is still enjoying all of this, so we got our positive, green is going to be the negative. So we're just going to clip that right around here, put an end on it. Same thing with the yellow. We'll probably use those same ends. What did I put on there? I probably put blue on there. I don't remember. Let's see. It's blue fit? Blue fits. Alright, we're going blue. Okay. I forgot what size those are. Wild guess. Wild guess. I like it. 932s. Where's my small ratchet? And I do understand I have two reds here. I know which one's which. Been through this too many times. Okay, so let's do our yellow first. We know it's our positive. So let's cut this bad boy around. Yeah. Wire stripper. And actually, I'm gonna do, like I said, the other one, I'm gonna double this one a little bit. These blue ones are made for a little bit bigger eyelet. Get a better connection by doing something like that. Okay, so we're going to pop that on. And granted, I could just do something quick and dirty just to get this thing fired up, but I actually want to drive it. So I don't want anything just popping around. You know? So I'll make sure it's nice and connected there. It's nice and tight. Okay, let's do our negative side. Save my washer. Okay, so my negative side is going to be my green. We're going to do exactly the same thing. Chop. Give myself plenty of wire. This one's chunky. And put in our blue. Look at that. I got some great Harbor Freight. What am I saying? I love Harbor Freight. I buy lots of Harbor Freight. This wire is chunkier though, so we don't need to do my double over. Let's chop that end off. Make sure she's good. Make sure that's smashed. That's good. Don't want any loose connections. Okay, I'll clean this up too when we're done. Make it look a little prettier. Get a copyright strike from a guy running by with his radio on. Headphones, man, headphones. Okay, so let's tighten her down. Make sure she's good and snug. Get it back straight. Okay. And I'll clean up these wires when we're done. Okay. One last wire to deal with, which is our continuous 12 volt. Oh, he actually supplied ends, and here I am. I should have opened up the package. I didn't have to use my Harbor Freight ones because I was supplied better ones. I mean, look at that blue with that big old knot. That would have worked great on that one. But, you know, we're done now. However, I am going to put to use the fuses. Just because, like, he said in his video, you know, if this thing gets nicked anywhere on this travel line that I'm about to do, could cause us problems. So let's see right now how much extra wire I'm going to need, or if I'm going to need extra wire. So where am I going to run this through? I want to be up, so I want to be able to hide it. And I already got a spot to hide things. Up there. Okay, let's move the camera. Get a better view here. I got a bird in my garage. Get out of here, birdie. Let's move our old magnet over here. So we're just gonna get this done. Sorry for all the movement. Just trying to get a somewhat camera set up. Okay, so I got a little spot, a little channel under here where I already hit a couple wires, so I think that's what I'm going to utilize. It's not going to be great for right now, but it'll work. We'll go through this way with it. And I'll, I don't know, I might go underneath that. Let's see how well I can hide it. Yeah. This is gonna be, I think it's gonna be temporary. I need to run the power across the firewall. So after doing it this way, I think it's gonna be temporary, but let's get it done. Let's get her booted up and do our first test drive. That's my plan. I just want to check this thing out. So we're gonna go underneath right there. Here's my red coming out. I might be able to do this without having to add more wire. For right now, by using the fuse. Just want to cut it right in the middle. Splice off both ends. Go. Crank this bad boy down. That's pretty good. I really don't like those crimpers, to be honest, but okay. So like I said, I'm gonna move this bad boy, so I think we're gonna, oh, that'd be cool if that fit through there. I should have put that through there first, if that's what my plan. I think I just ran it right to the battery. You know? So I'm gonna take this off. I personally don't like those crimps. Don't be judging me, people. I'm going to just do this and tape it for now. It's got a fuse on it. That way I can move it. I think I'm gonna move it later, but it's want to get it done. I want to get it booted. I want to try it out. So I'm gonna throw a little electrical tape on there. And you know, at the end of the day, this is your vehicle. You can install things however you want. I want to make sure it's covered. I don't want to cause myself any issues just by, you know, something touching, obviously. And just like that, I got enough wire for this to reach over. Look at that. I can just pop that right in there for now. So that's probably exactly what I'm going to do. Obviously it's going to look kind of crappy. I'll show you. And I probably wasn't even in frame when I was tightening that up, but here's where we're at. I'm going to get this bad boy on. This wire is just sitting here. It goes to my hood light that I put in, which doesn't, the button doesn't work right yet. So I just got the wire sitting in a hole when I need extra light in the engine bay. So that's just sitting in there for now. Okay, so what I'll do, since this thing is powering up as I randomly touch it, let's take out the fuse. I'm gonna go ahead and get that bad boy ran in there. If I remember right, those are just 1/2 inch. I'm going backwards with it, which is fine for now. Like I said, this is just temporary. Want to get it done, try her out. Okay, so I'm going to unplug my light for now. Don't make that. Let's put in our fuse. Put our fuse cap on. Nothing's sparking, nothing's firing. Okay, she should be powered. Like I said, I gotta fix this power wire. I don't like where it's at right now, but it is what it is. I think we're just gonna put a zip tie to kind of hold it in place back here. Clean that up later, but for now, that's fine. All right, let's get tools out of the way. Jack stand's already out. Sweating. Get that off. I think I'll leave the carbs open for now. Don't think I'm missing anything. So the next thing is to get the app installed and boot it up and sync it. Okay, all right, let's do some phone recording. We'll jump in the car. Okay, now, since that's done, let's go ahead and, of course my phone's making all these noises now. Let's get the app installed, get it set up, and get it connected for the first time. So, I'm going to pop into the Play Store. I'm doing this on my Google Pixel 6 Pro. Alright, you can already see I've already searched for it. Search for Carb Cheater. It's definitely not Carb Manager. Did that first and I lost like 30 pounds and it was the worst. We need our Carb Cheater beta. We're going to install. Okay. Thank you for trying it out. It says this is the Bluetooth question. So while using the app is totally fine. And it's ready to connect. So let's go ahead and just turn ignition on. Oh man, that's going to be a great sound. Let's go ahead and that old buzzer from the 70s, boy. Whew. All right, let's connect module. Oh, don't play any music. Thank you. Thought my radio was going to go bonkers. So you're seeing this with me live. Why am I not seeing? I think it doesn't have Bluetooth. I think it's what Luke was talking about, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the app. So it did GPS first. It's the first thing it asked for. I'm going to relaunch the app. There we go. Now I got all my Bluetooth. And you can see all my random stuff in here. So, where is the Carb Cheater? I think those are my current ones. So let's go into Bluetooth. Let's, I don't want save devices. I want you to see my weird Bluetooth. Pair new device. Let's see what we get. There it is. Carb Cheater. So, as he said, it will say it. See, usually 000, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try 0000. Let's see if it likes it. It did not pair, so we'll try again. This time we'll try 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, that connected. All right, so now let's go back to the Carb Cheater app. So I don't see it here yet. Actually, I'm gonna close the app, open it up one more time. Okay. Connect module. And there's my Carb Cheater. Okay. So it wants me to input my product key. I'm sure that's the number I have over here. I'm probably going to cut this out. You know, just blank it out for a second so you don't see my super secret decoder ring password. Okay. And boom. Now I'm in the setup interface. Of course, it flashes my key. Stop telling people my key. Okay. There we go. So, how do I want to do this now with cameras? Alright, so that's all set. Return to main screen. I'm not going to change any of the defaults. We're just going to leave it right here. I see data. Okay, so I'm going to stop this recording for right now on my phone. I'm going to get a camera set up out in front of the car. And granted, I got my cold air intake taken off. That's fine. But I want to fire it up. She is mean when she fires up cold. It's just how she is. So it takes a little bit for it to get a little heat in her. Then she'll stay fine. But let's get on it. All right, back in the car. Set up a little camera out front. I'll do a little picture inception, Carb Cheater. Anyway, we are going to turn back on our screen recording, and so obviously auto tune off. Everything looks good. I assume it's connected, and it's fired up. Nothing left to do. Okay, so I think that's a really good first experience. Let's see what that camera showed from back on the back end, see what it sounded like. Not the best audio captured on that, but you know, we'll see how that came out. We'll stop that. Yeah, so the next thing is now a couple little things to button up to make sure it's safe to drive. Then I will yeah, might as well put it in the background here. Yeah. Then we'll take it out on the road and actually do some data logging. I'll go ahead and get my air cleaner put back on, but for everything else, that's done for now. Yeah, we're just gonna take it out and try it out. So here we go. I already did, and I got my friend Nate with me, so this is gonna go horrible now. I got first startup done. I did a data log, so that's gonna be in there just from sitting idle. Now we're gonna go out and do the first drive. Air cleaner's back on, everything's back together. I think we're in a good enough spot. So what I'm going to do is record the screen again. Get that rolling. And there she goes. We'll get the app open. Okay, let that go. And we're just gonna pop it in there. And looks like it's good. We're gonna start her up. So what I figure is once we go do like an actual run, if you want, you can just record with this. Try to catch the dash or the gauges or whatever. But not right this second. Should auto connect here. Or I can force it to connect. So it goes right to this screen. Auto tune is currently on. AFR looks good. All right, let's take her out for a spin. So what I'm probably gonna do is a baseline first without auto tune. So it's off now. And let's roll. See what tools I run over. So we're gonna do it without the auto tune first, just to let her get warmed up. Make sure she's ready already. That's sweet. Okay, we're gonna start our data log again. There we go. Now we got carb cheater turned on.